Sunrise, sunset, indulge and stay. EHP Resort and Marina offers gorgeous western views of Gardner's Bay just off the Atlantic Ocean. A fantastic place to spend a weekend of top shelf professional volleyball. AVP League week number 4, Brooklyn, Cook, and Miller taking on New York. That is the Taylors. You're looking at Taylor Crabb on the left, Taylor Sander on the right. I'm Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Casey Patterson as we take a look at this pairing coming in. We don't know a ton about New York in this year. They were the regular season best team on the men's side last season.
Yeah, I don't think much is going to change. They side out at a high level. They get a lot of opportunities in transition. They're both human highlight reels, so one of the most entertaining teams to watch. Taylor did do a little stint playing some indoor, but he's got his sand legs back and he's flying around. I'm excited to see what they established here in their second league event.
That's Taylor Crabb coming out on the sand now, 33 years old, originally out of Honolulu, Hawaii. A smooth defender who can reach sudden combustion in attacking. He's got all the shots, angles, and nuance to go with his partner. And you talk about power, Taylor Sander, again, 33 out of Corona, California. This is the quickest human being on tour. Big swings, big kills, big serves. Teams play keep away with him. On the other side, Brooklyn Blaze still looking for their first win, but they're playing better volleyball.
Yeah, they've been so close so many times, especially Sean Cook is now his second season in the league. Brian's playing at a high level. He sides out so well, and they're so close. They have the ability to win. Now it's just dialing in their team dynamic, just those few points near the ends of sets, and they could get some big wins here.
You're looking at Brian Miller, 31 years old, 6'8", the big man. Listen, talented bigs are the gold for beach volleyball. You think about those names: Stokos, Whitmarsh, Dahlhauser, the men who control the net. Can Brian Miller become one of those effective bigs is a big question. And Sean Cook behind him at age 33. Hopefully didn't just stub and rip off a toe on his way onto the sand. Out of Perth, Scotland. Listen, he's the most enthusiastic, fired up player on the AVP, but you got to back it with wins.
Yes, I used to be in that exact position, Kevin. It was just the loud, annoying guy. And then once you win, they all like it. So once he gets that win, everyone's going to love it even more.
Who's this they that then liked it, who hated it first and then liked it when you beat them for the win? I don't think that matches up, Case. Just saying. Cook and Miller.
This is Jake Gibb. Then you pick me as a partner.
There you go. There you go. Cook and Miller on the right. You're looking at Sean Cook there. He will start us off serving. Taylor Crabb, Taylor Sander on the other side. Crabb playing left, Sander playing right. And we are underway from EHP Resort and Marina. Ball's a little too tight. They're running a lot of that slide. You're going to see some creative offense from New York Nitro.
Yeah, Taylor's so good at moving his feet, adding wrinkles in offense, and layers, which is so good because big blockers, they just want a high up and down set, and I want to get dialed on timing. Well, Taylor doesn't let you do that.
They'll send Sander back to the line. Opening for the Nitro. Middle offense here. That ball is tight, and that ball is out. Interesting little wrinkle here for the Nitro. They're going to let Taylor Crabb block.
Well, he's just so disciplined. Low and over. He put on an absolute show with Billy Allen in Huntington Beach at the Heritage Series, so, might as well work off that momentum.
Here, look at the numbers this season on the per-match basis. 1.5 aces, and then 7 blocks was just ridiculous. There's their one.
Okay.
Now he only needs a half to stay on average.
Taylor and I were talking about it. I'm like, dude, that's Tracy McGrady over there. He's watching. He's here. And he's like, we were both like, dude, he is such a baller. I remember watching him when we were both younger.
Oh, that's who's here?
Yeah, straight across.
Oh, man,
the white shirt.
You were having fun on the sand, weren't you?
Okay, jump
Cook,
off.
nice little play there. Even better dig. And a rip in transition. Another point for New York.
I like it. This was my bread and butter. You get a celebrity athlete here watching. You get to do a little highlight. You watch him do the little nod like, that guy's good. That's what you look for.
That'll keep it 4-0. Sander at the line looking for another ace. He'll rip it again. Oh, just long.
He loves this wind. He's such a great server in all our other venues, and to think now he's got a little wind in his advantage so he can use that is super dangerous.
So Miller serve first. He'll work on Crabb. And to go with all the nuance everyone sees, Taylor Crabb has the pop.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of guys either they have the wrinkle and the disguise and the smoke and mirrors, but they don't really have a big arm. He's got both, right? He can get on it quick, or he can wait you out and hit you with a lot of touch and carving the ball all over the court.
So Crab now back to serve, and Hill also heated up down the middle. Thus far, good service pressure from New York. Now some defense. And back-to-back swings from Crab.
Great set by Sander at the net there. That's a hard one to keep close to the net when the ball's so tight, too. He kind of, you can see him pull his arms out from behind and kind of just lay it up.
6-1, perfect start. A lot of pressure by the Nitro. Another difficult opportunity for Brooklyn, thrown back. Now, I had Taylor Sander tell me he really was dissatisfied with his blocking. And then he blocked 7 balls last week. And the year before, he was second in total blocks. What are you unsatisfied? What's the standard here, Taylor?
I think he sees himself as, you see yourself as, okay, throughout the match, am I affecting the game a lot the whole time? When
Good point.
In reality, he's a closer. We call, you know, there's a baller and then there's a baller, and he's a guy that can close. He's a closer, and so he gets bunches when he needs them. So it probably feels to him like they're too far in between those runs, right? Like he's like, I'd rather maybe have them frequently throughout the set versus 4 in the end.
Okay, so you don't want to go all Dave Lee, spaceman, get in the zone and stuff some balls. I get it. All right. Take a look at our Cup standings. Remember, this is the teams combined. LA undefeated, only played 1 weekend thus far. We have a couple of teams that have played a lot. Palm Beach is in that category. Brooklyn and Dallas are going to be in that category after this weekend. We'll see them in week 8, and that will be it. They have 1 date left on the calendar. On the other hand, you have Miami, New York, and LA, all who have a lot of volleyball to play here in the second half of the season. Yeah,
if you remember the league last year, there was so much movement in that second half where, San Diego went from 8th all the way to 1st. So anything can happen still.
Yeah, San Diego getting into the playoff and then coming out with the victory. New York was 6-4 in league play last season. For the men's side, they were the favorite headed into the championships. They lost to San Diego in the semis and Miami for 3rd. It was an auspicious ending for the New York Nitro in what was otherwise a very successful league campaign.
Yeah, that was for sure a tough ending to swallow there with how well they played the whole season.
Cook and Miller down 7-2. Errors have been the bane of their existence this season. So far, it's been a lot of plays made by New York, including that one cross body. Tracy McGrady, you like that?
You saw that, the nod. Yeah, that's what I would live for if I'm playing on stadium right now.
Let's get him out here and let's hit some balls at him. Let's have Taylor and Taylor just rip it.
I feel like he's for sure a guy that can play volleyball.
LeBron James always thinks he could play volleyball, thinks he would have been really good. I'd say, you know what? Line him up.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Let's go.
Come on. Come out to the national team. Come out to the beach.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you and show you what a pro looks like. It's no problem.
Yeah.
Pretty good set. Throw back. Got him. Chops, blocking chops by Taylor Crab.
The mousetrap. Can't see me, then here I am. It's what's really cool about Taylor, though, is everyone says undersized. His ability to read the game and in any scenario, blocking, defense, serving, like he is just a savant in every way.
Well, the guy plays all the time. He was playing a tournament with his brother on Thursday.
Yeah.
Before taking a rest day travel out here to then play here.
Yeah.
At EHP Resort and Marina.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those legacy guys that loves the sport wholeheartedly.
That ball's into the net, gives us a chance to check in with Cameron Irwin, who's courtside.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I caught up with Taylor Crab just in the midst of this first set and asked him, what's it like having to face off against this team a second time? He said their focus is making the easy plays. He also said he wants to reduce the unforced errors from that last matchup. And finally, I asked about the offensive strategy. He said, we want to make the simple plays first. And then, of course, I got a little grief from Taylor Sander saying, hey, we got to get back out on the sand. They're ready and eager in this one, guys.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think a lot of what he's doing in this offseason where he's coaching in a D1 program, I think they both have such good IQ, but they're getting like a different perspective as well. And plus with Taylor coming back just recently, you know, I think focusing on the controllables is #1.
Yeah, Sander coming off a successful season in Indonesia. Cook and Miller facing an offensive onslaught here, and this time some defense at the net. So far in the match, hitting 1,000 are Sander and Crab. 2 for 2 and 3 for 3. On the other side, 1 of 7 with 5 errors.
Yeah, this is one of those matches for Brian and Sean where you're just kind of like, you feel good, but you start a little like up and down, and then it kind of gets out of control. And so right at this point, we're kind of just trying to focus on one thing. Hey, let's just get in the rhythm siding out. Let's just get some sort of life.
Well, the service is not helping. Oh. That was an aggressive swing, just long, but Crab and Sander have put on a serving clinic.
Yeah. For me, if I'm playing against them right now, my team talk even before, during is, hey, we're expecting them to serve. They're going to get their aces. They're going to serve tough, but we've got to mentally accept that and then just play big boy serve receive.
Well, that is big boy serving right there. 14-3, Casey. This first set is gone, done, dusted, owned, thrown in the bay. Whatever you want to do with it, it is over. So how do you move on? I mean, we're going to get set point here, not a little anticlimactic. How do you move on right now after Cook and Miller?
Yeah, I've just kind of talked to my partner, if either one of them, and say, look, great serving match for them. Did we even really put up a fight? I don't think so. We kind of gave that one away. So let's just go out and let's be really aggressive and side out at a high clip, and then give us the freedom to go be aggressive when we go serve.
All right, side out focus. Second set point here for New York. Do they rip it for the win? Yes, that'll do it. With an exclamation point, New York 15-4.
McGrady's still nodding, looking at his buddy. Yep.
Said we didn't know a ton about New York. Well, that's a lot of positive information right there. 15-4.
How about a little magic? How about a little magic, huh?
Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
East Hampton, a place rich with history. Founding of the colonies in America. And the playground for those coming up from New York City during the summer months and enjoying the beautiful weather, sights, scene, and people. And we are doing that as well. Kevin Barnett alongside Casey Patterson. And you just watched history in that first set. These are going to be some lopsided numbers because 15-4 is the most lopsided set in AVP League play history.
That would be equivalent to like a 21-0. I mean,
wouldn't 21-0 actually be more like...
It just in the points rate, like the difference
the ratio
in points, it's like what the Taylors maybe hit a ball out, like that was it.
Yeah. 15-4, so you're on the recovery mode on one side. On the other side, you're starting the same as you were. Trying to cut it into the wind, and that one did not work. Let's check in with Cameron once again.
Yeah, I was watching the Brooklyn Blaze amid set 1 to set 2 in their box, and there were a few expletives dropped, and immediately Sean Cook looks at me and goes, yeah, probably not a good time at this point. But I will say the conversation obviously stemming around pass and serve receive. They didn't just talk about not getting aced. It was more about pass and placement, trying to give themselves a focus and aim rather than just getting their platform on the ball. These guys are fired up after that first set not going their way.
This is a test for the Taylors, too. I think sometimes the Taylors can kind of relax into a match, relax into a comfort zone. And they've talked a little bit about that, wanting to continue to push.
You know, it's like kind of their superpower and their Achilles heel at the same time because they're always just so calm and in the moment and playing the game, the point for what it is. But at the same time, like you said, it kind of sometimes gets caught up in the cruise control.
Well, Miami last week during this matchup, this is a rematch of 1 week ago, and the finishing match, it was 2-1, 15-11, 12-15, 15-11 in favor of the New York Nitro. Taylor Sander there, and a very frustrated Sander came off after the second set because he felt like it was all on his side, all the hitting errors that they had made.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to feel that way, even though from our perspective, you know, it doesn't always look as bad as it feels when you're on the court. But that's great ownership, right? Of, hey, I gotta level up.
You always want it to be on your side. Nice read and transition kill there for Taylor Crabb.
Yeah, for Brian and Sean, it's going to be, look, again, I feel like it's a broken record for me, but when I side out well, everything else becomes more fun and easy to execute with. Transition, serving tough, like you just have to get into a rhythm on side out.
Miller not getting in a rhythm here, kept completely off balance by the service of Sander. He's been burying him, and now he shoots. Maybe stick to swinging, who knows? Cut shot, Crabb is there, but not the right contact. That's rare.
A little bit of wind just drops that. Almost there too early, right? He's so good at waiting and then leveraging his speed. Sometimes he overruns it. Cook just trying to go shot for shot there. Play a little horse.
They'll work on Crabb. Beautiful set. Chopped perfectly.
Right on the line. I love it. Sean just steps right on it.
Taylor Crabb, 2024 league, 77 digs. That was second only to Miles Partain. He had 489 to go with it. That is how they piled up that top regular season record.
Yeah, what's making them deadly right now is that not only do they have nasty surface pressure, they're changing their location, speed, every time.
I think Cook was counting on Crabb moving. He did not move. He just waited right there.
He went for the early hold and go, and he just stayed. The shake and bake without the bake.
Is that just a piece of chicken
it's
in the
bag?
bag?
Raw chicken.
That's gross.
Don't eat that.
5-3. Miller on 2, got it.
There you go. There's a little life. There's a little positive energy. These matches, I always tried to like go back into my vault and remember how these felt, and it was weird. It was just this out-of-body experience where you feel good, you're flowing, but they're just something's off.
Sander, left side, where he plays indoors, and you see a little more heat. So he had that one shot that didn't go well, and now he goes right back to just swinging.
Absolute hammer, right? Little landing hammer. Looks like he kind of brushed it. Got a little shoulder sting. Shake it out. Must be nice to hang that long.
Shaking that right hand. We'll keep an eye on that as he goes back to serve. Chipped it. Ball's too tight. Right into the arms of Crabb. Another block for the Bug.
Look at this. You don't see him. He's like, boop, gotcha. Look at that. He's head over, Taylor. Okay. Oh, I like it.
Around the side of the ball, but did not get over the top enough.
Loved it. They were running a 3. A little show and take into the line. That would have been good.
4 total blocks for Crabb and Sander, each of them with 2. How about that one?
Right?
I haven't seen that. Crabb, that ball fading tight. The big man feasts on it.
So good, Brian. Just waiting and waiting. That's what Taylor does, though, right? He goes up quick, wants you to jump up with him, or he outhangs you and then chops. This time, Brian guessed right. I mean, great read and timing by him.
First block for Brian. Hello to Gabby and Henry, who are at home in San Diego enjoying the match. Trying to watch their dad and husband get a first victory. Blocks like that'll help.
There you go. A good little leverage. Kind of follow Taylor and drag that left hand. It's a good block. That's a gold mine for a big man, right? We want a dynamic big man.
Deep float is just a little bit too long. 8-7 side switch. Cameron, are you switching sides?
No, I'm not, but I hope you're getting a chance to see Ed and Tina. They call themselves Brooklyn Groupies. They are old friends of Brian Miller, and actually, they grew up watching Brian Miller play at Alki Beach. They've known him since he was just 12 or 13 years old. He said back then, well, he was just 5 feet tall. Ed actually one of the Boeing engineers, as is Tina, and guess who else was? Jeff, that's Brian's dad. They all work together, so they have traveled from Miami over to the Hamptons to watch this man man with the perfect set. Showcase his skill. Guys?
Very nice. Yeah, Brian Miller having a contingent on hand again as that one is dropped by Crab. So last week in Miami, Miller was actually managing a whole group of people that had come down. Those two are part of it who live in Florida now, but the corporate culture of volleyball is something that not everyone knows. There are large companies.
Yeah.
One of my uncles played at lunch for N-Rail, which is located in Colorado, and there are courts and games and tournaments and everything. Brian said his older brother got paid to ref in the corporate leagues there at Boeing.
That's incredible. Yeah, there's so many. Amgen, where I'm at, there's like all these leagues that are going to play all the time. It's massive amount of participation, right, in our sport, which is incredible.
Yeah, there's facilities,
yeah,
and people come and enjoy it, the camaraderie, and not only that, the benefits health-wise of enjoying sports that they love and activities. Volleyball, a big part of so many companies. Tough serve down the middle. Miller and Cook looking much better here in the second.
Yeah, you side out a couple times, maybe get one on transition, and then frees you up to just be a little bit more aggressive with that serve. But that's what I would do in general as a tactic, is serve middle against the Taylors and make them have to kind of scramble from the middle.
Now right back to it, but that time carrying just long. So it'll be 10-9. Crab and Sander just 5 away from an incredibly fast sweep.
Yeah, I think the service pressure from the start set the tone, and it just has transitioned straight through to the second set.
Shot down the line. Cook stabs with the right hand. He's back up. Oh, he can't find it.
Something I've noticed is that everyone's a little bit, not say early, but just off position-wise once they go to make their approach. Step close here. The ball on its way down might drift a little bit more than we're used to being inside, and that is just enough to really throw you off.
Tough serve down the middle, another ace. My goodness, Taylor Sander brought his A game to the East Coast.
Yeah, this is a great element. Wins perfect.
Second ace for Sander. More importantly, a 3-point lead here as they look to close out the second set. Kevin Barnett alongside Casey Patterson, Olympian, and on the sand, Cameron Irwin wandering courtside as we enjoy a beautiful afternoon here at EHP Resort and Marina. So Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander playing together right now. We saw an injury to Trevor Crabb over the weekend. There was some concern for the quad. Gutted it out with Phil Dowhauser and one, but I rolled down Thursday to Hermosa Beach just north of the pier. Who do I find? Trevor right here serving. Taylor at the net, getting ready for his split blocking performance here. And they're down there in a tournament on court one, making plays. Trevor, I mean, not looking 100%, but
still hitting line shots.
Scoring a point. They went all the way to the finals. They would lose in the finals. But here we are now back on Saturday afternoon in New York Nitro. That was a good warm-up for Taylor Crabb, apparently.
We call that the active dynamic rest day.
Yeah, active rest. Right,
active rest. Oh, you're quad hurt? Let's go jump about a couple hundred times. That should help.
Yeah, it took me a minute to even remember that he had been injured because I was like, oh, yeah, the brothers are playing together.
Right.
They're enjoying their company, grinding it out like they do, playing volleyball anywhere, anytime. And then I said, wait a minute, wasn't he hurt?
Trevor, whether he's not injured or not, he still just hit that same line shot, so it doesn't matter.
All right, looking good for the Nitro here. Blaze had played, again, some quality volleyball in the beginning of that set. Need a side out. Been a lot of line service. Corner. That ball is out. Wheels have come off.
It's tough. You're just trying to make an easy, felt like a confident play there, and then it just moves. It looks like, you know, just getting into serve receive flow is #1 right now. If I can just fight these good ones off, pass the ones in my lap really well. Right now, you almost just, you know, go for something aggressive or out of sorts just to change the vibe and feeling and get my partner fired up. There we go.
Any serve, will that help?
Little jump floater, get silly, get weird, just change it somehow.
All right, 11-13, certainly within striking distance here. I continue to wonder, like, your kind of pontificating there, Casey. What gets them over the top? They've been close in some matches.
Yeah, I think they need to find something in their game that they can use as an anchor. And for me, it was always side out at high level. Then everything else came with that.
All right, so we'll look for the side out game, but it may not happen in this one. Match point 14-11 already. Crab and Sander trying to make light work of the Blaze. Breeze kicking up just a bit into the face of Crab. Short. Option left on the table. Instead, it's a kill here for Sean Cook. They need 2 points, and they need them now. Second match ball for New York. Going middle, back set. That's a thing of beauty, and it's put down to the sand. 15-12 in the second after a historic first set. New York pushes their record to 2-1 in straight sets.
It's a tough match when you just felt like you might not even had enough time to just get warm, right? You feel like, wow, I feel like we're not even done yet, but the match is over.
Yeah, the fastest match in league history. On the men's side, 23 minutes.
And that's the match today?
Yeah. Yeah, that was really quick work. 15-4 will do it. An efficient performance by the Taylors, who are with Cameron.
An efficient performance so far. It was 23 total minutes from the start to the end. I mean, set one, you guys were rocking it from the service pressure, and you talked about the unforced errors. How did you change the game here in this second matchup, Taylor?
Yeah, we're in the Hamptons, you know. We wanted to get to vacation as soon as possible. No, I'm just kidding. No, played great from the service line. Setting passing was great, and yeah, it's a little bit different. We're outdoors this week. There's a little bit of wind, so it's a little bit challenging, but we battled, we scrapped, and it was a good performance by us.
I love it. And Taylor, now you've got a chance for multiple seasons to play alongside this guy. How has this team really developed and found a different evolution in 2025?
Just kind of like you said, just being more consistent. I mean, we're two of the most athletic guys out here, but we can get a little chaotic at times. So just trying to settle down and, be simple and, when we can, spread it out. But, yeah, just being consistent all the way through.
You talked about the Hamptons. Any bucket list items, Taylor?
I'm trying to find somebody's boat out here to go out on. So maybe in the next interview, I'm going to ask if somebody wants to take us out for a little boat party today.
All right, well, here's the invitation. You heard it from Crab and Sander. They're looking for a boat ride. Somebody dial them in. Kev?
Yeah, none of the Wapaka variety. 4 blocks, 3 aces. They hit 667. New York dominates in their first match. They're going to enjoy the evening. They'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks for joining us here. New York Nitro victorious in straight sets.